It's login as right. So resu hyphen. So we have these files, right? So for all these files and directories, we have the default permissions. Okay, so that is for files we have 644 permissions, and for directories we have 755 permissions. So these are the default permissions we have. So these default permissions are due to umask value. Okay, so this umask value will define the default permissions, and the umask value is user specific. So if you want to get the umask value of a particular user, we can use umask. This is the command we have to use. Okay. So for root user, umask value is 0022, and for other users like Ubuntu user or any other users, normal users, umask will value will be 0002. Okay. So the default permissions depends on this umask value, right? So here, how we are getting this default permissions is, so if you observe here for the files, right? So we got 644 permissions, okay, for root user. Okay, so first of all, consider a root user. So for root user, what is our umask value? Umask value we got is 002. Okay, so here for the directories, okay, so the file permissions, how that file permissions will be defined as for the directories. Okay, so the file permissions, the default permissions we are going to get by using 777 minus umask. Okay, so for directories, the default permissions are given by default permissions. Okay, so default permissions given by 777 minus umask. Okay, similarly for the regular files, for the text files, for files, okay, so default permissions given by 666 minus umask. So this is how we are going to get the default permissions for the directories as well as for the files. Okay, so now, so for the directories, if we are working with root user, okay, so for root user, umask value is 0022. So check the permissions. What will be the expected permissions for the directories? Here is so 777. So it just add 0 here, 0777 minus 0022. So what is its value? Tell me the value here. So 0 minus 0, 0, and 7 minus 0, 7, 7 minus
755.
2, 5, 5. Okay, so means for the directories, the default permissions we are getting is 755. So this is matching with our value 755. Okay, so that is the reason. So why we are getting for the directories always the default permissions as 755, because the umask value is 0022. So if we change the umask value, then these permissions are going to change. Okay, here 777 is fixed one. Only umask value we can vary. Okay, so we can set the umask value, required value of required umask value we can set. So if we change the umask value, okay, so if we change the umask value, the default permissions will change. If we change umask value, default permissions will change. Default permissions will change. Okay, so similarly, find the default permissions for the regular files. For the regular files, if you see, so 0, 666 minus, what is the umask value here? Umask value is same, 0022 for the root user. Okay, so what is its value? Tell me the value here. 6 minus.
0644.
So we are going to neglect 0. Okay, let me write 0 and 6 4 4
4 4.
6 4 4. So that is the reason why we are getting the for the regular files default permissions equal to 644. Okay, so now you got the thing, right? So how we are getting the default permissions. Okay, so this is for root user. Similarly, for normal user, for normal user, for normal user, what is the umask value?
Triple
Umask
zero
equal
two.
to 0002. Okay, so now find the file directory permissions, file permissions if we are working with normal user. So here, in the same way, try to find the default permissions for the directories. So here, umask value will change.
Yes, please.
So 0002. So what is its value?
775.
775. Okay. So here also umask value will change. 0002. What is its value?
6664.
664. Okay, so that is the reason if we are working with the normal user, so we are going to get the directory permissions as 775 and files for the files the default permissions as 664. Okay, so you can check. So just log in with the normal user, any one of the normal user, and you can check this the permissions. I think we have right. Mm, yes, we have file one. Okay, so this is the normal user. Akash is the user. So what is the permission we got? 664. This is the file, right? We got permission as 664. The same one, 664. Expected one only. Okay. So now if we want to change the umask value, we can change the umask value also. That is also possible. Okay. So if you want to change the umask value, what you have to do is you have to use umask. Okay. And the new value, new value we have to give. So what this will do to change umask value. At any time we can change the umask value. If we change the umask value, what will happen? These default permissions are going to change. Okay, so these default permissions are going to change. Now, so I have 0022 as a emask value for my root user, right? I want to make this as a 0222. Okay, so try to check this. So try to make the emask value as a 0222. So at current, my emask value is 0022. I want to make this value as 0002. Okay, so check this one. Otherwise, 0222. Now check umask value. So 0222. Okay. So here now try to create some files. So I'm creating touch a test1.txt. Some txt file I'm trying to create. Okay. So test1, right? Similarly, test2.txt. Two files I'm trying to create. Both are the empty files. Okay. So check this one. So we created two files and check ls hyphen. You see, so we created test1, test2 files after changing our umask value. Now check the permissions here. So what permissions we got here? Just go here. I'm giving this. Okay. So check the permissions. What permissions we got? So for test2, RRR, R hyphen hyphen, R hyphen hyphen, R hyphen hyphen. What value we are getting here? Tell me. Any confusion?
Yeah, sorry, sir. 444.
Yeah, a triple four. We got triple four.
4.
Here also we got triple four. Only read permission. Owner has read permission. Group members have read permission. Others also have only read permissions. Okay. So why we are getting triple four here? Because as we changed our umask value. What is the umask value we have given? So umask value we have given here is umask equal to 0 222. This is the value we have given. Okay. So for the regular files, so what is what value we are going to get? 666 minus 0 222. What is the value here? So triple four.
4.
That is the reason we got this. Okay. So similarly, try to create one directory. So here we have these things, right? So I'm trying to create one directory. So project 3 directory I'm creating. Project 3 directory I'm creating. Now check ls-ltr. So for the project 3 directory, what is the permissions we got? What permissions we got for project 3 directory? So if you see here, we got project 3 for project 3. So tell me the permissions here. So read rx. What is the value? Read is 4, x is 1, execute is 1.
Sir, 555.
555 permissions. Okay. So we got 555 permissions. Okay. So in this way, after changing the umask value, the default permissions are going to change. Okay, now we know. So once we created the file, so how can we change the files? We know. And if you want to change the default permissions, that is also we know. Okay, if you want to change the default permissions, just we have to change the umask value. Okay. Now, so that is the importance of umask value here. Just revert the umask value 0022. This is the default value we have for umask, right? I'm reverting my umask value. Okay. So now we check umask equal to 0022. We reverted our umask value. Okay. So now, so what are the files we have here is let me delete the files which doesn't have the correct permissions, because we changed the permissions of file permissions, right? Here file 2 has executable permission. Similarly, test 2 has executable and write permissions. So we changed many permissions here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these files. Okay, these files, whatever the files having different permissions other than the default permissions, right? So I'm trying to delete this. So how can we delete the files? How can we delete the files? Oh, we forget to delete the files. What is the command we have to remove the files? We already discussed it, right?
So it's RM file name.
Yes, rm file name. Okay. So try to delete the files. So rm file 2. I'm trying to delete test 2 also. So only these two files. Right. So that's it. So ls-ltr. So these two files got deleted. So I have given 777 permissions for DevOps 1 directory, right? So if I want to change these permissions to 755, what is the command we have to use? So for DevOps 1 directory, I have permissions as 777. I want to change the permissions to 755. So what is the command we have to use? To change the permissions of directories or files, chmod is the command.
CS
Okay,
mode, yes.
chmod 755 DevOps home directory. Okay, so now check ls-ltr. So DevOps home directory also has 755 permissions only. Okay, so now what we are going to discuss is I will discuss about the um, so the special characters. How can we use special characters on our files? Okay, to perform if you want to search something. Okay, if you want to replace something, if you want to find the location of the files. So like these operations, if you want to perform. So how can we do these things? We'll discuss. Okay, so before this, what we need is so while working on the Linux platform, right? So we can use some special characters like so this is one special character we have. So this is we are calling as a caret symbol. Okay. And similarly, we can use a dollar. Okay. And we can use a dot. Then we can use square brackets. Then we can use mm, so pipe symbol, like pipe symbol. Okay. So these are the special characters we can use while working on our files. Okay, so what this character will do is so in my file, let us consider I have some file. Okay, in my file I have some content, some hundreds of lines I have. Okay, so from my file I want to display only the lines which started with capital T. Then what I can do is I can search all the lines which started with capital T by using this caret symbol. Okay, so what this caret symbol will do is it will show the lines. Okay, beginning with given character or string. Okay, so means if I use character capital T, then what it will do? So it will show all the lines starting with capital T from the given file. Okay. Similarly, we have dollar symbol. So what this will do is it will show the lines ending with okay. So ending with the given character or event string. Okay. Similarly, we can use a dot symbol. So this dot, what this will do is it will match any character. It will match any character. So from A to Z, and 0 to 9, 0 to 9, any character it will match. Similarly, we have square brackets. So what this will do is it will match range of characters. Range of characters. Okay. So range of characters means we have to define the range. So like A to D or B to C. So we have to define the range. In that range, whatever the strings matching, that strings it will show. Okay. And similarly, we have pipe symbol. So what this pipe symbol will do is it will cascade more than one command. Okay. So to cascade the commands, we can use pipe symbol. So it will cascade the commands. What is the meaning of cascade means? So if we use two commands, okay, so the first command output will be passed as input to the second command. So that is what this pipe symbol is going to do. Okay. So these special characters we can use in combination with some other commands. Always we have to use some command with the along with that command we can use this special character. We cannot use these special characters singly. Okay, so separately we cannot use. So what we have to do is we have to use these special characters in combination with other commands, like we have grep command. Okay, we have sed command, we have find, we have arc. Okay, so like that we have some other commands. So these are the commands we are going to use most of the cases in our day-to-day activities. Okay, so with these commands we can use these symbols. We can use these symbols in with the combination of this grep, sed, find, awk. Okay, so with this in this combination we can use this special symbols. Okay, so coming to the grep. So what this grep is going to do is, so so it is used to find a given string from the file. Okay, so just it is like a search. It will act like a search. If I want to search something from a file, simply I can grab that one. Okay, so it is used to search the string from a file, or a directory, whatever it is. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. So for more videos, please subscribe my YouTube channel, MK's Tech Talks. So in this YouTube channel, so you can find all the DevOps related topics from basics to advanced concepts. So if you follow my YouTube channel, so you can become DevOps engineer in 2 months. So please like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.